完全に名前忘れちゃった。なんかすごい4文字のなんか不思議な名前の人にね、信託を受けたまったんですけど。何でしたっけね、うんこちんちんじゃなくて。
Yes, it's quite the fun house. Meat entertainment.
ミートエンターテイメント。寺門ジモンさんみたいですね。
Mr. FBI Special Agent, sir?
メルビンさんってなんか簡単に壺とか買わされそうですよね。はい、皆さん、こんにちは、こんばんは。もしくはおはようございます。デッドリープリモニション2実況プレイの第3回目ですね。前回は、ボーリング場がね、併設された、レストラン。このアレクサスでストライクを取るっていう目標を達成するために、邪魔なね、ミセス・カーペンターさんということを排除するために、このブードゥーショップでね、ワニの人形を手に入れたというところで終わっておりました。で、彼女のご自宅にね、ワニの人形を夜配置する必要があるようなんですが、時間がありますので、もう一つの目的地であるクラークソンフードデリバリー社に向かっていく必要があります。ちなみにね、すごい豊満なお胸をお持ちなね、クラークソン家の女性の方ともお会いすることができましたけど、ちょっとそちらはまだね、お話が進まないみたいな。先にね、別口行こうと思います。あら、ちょっと待って、場所が違うかな。M4 だからこっちか。おっとっとっと。移動はね、完全にスケートボードで移動するということになっているので、長いところはね、適宜カットしていきたいと思います。
Hey Zach, it looks like we were right on the money. Tracing the San Rouge distribution route led us right to Louisiana. You know what that means. We've got a hot hand, and Lady Luck's given us far more favor than she ever has before. We just happened to hear news about Lisa's murder while sitting in a bar during our vacation in New Orleans.
会話がキャンセルされちゃいましたね。クラークソンフードデリバリー社。セーブができそうですね。セーブしておきましょうか。お父様いらっしゃいますね。パトリシアさん。メルビン・ウッズさん。
Mr. York, that was mighty quick. The special agent does it again. You sure don't waste any time. I bet my CLG's got a lot to learn from you. By the way, Mr. York, looks to me like you aren't packing anything.
I was on vacation in New Orleans before I happened to stop by here.
Well, shoot, that won't do. Here, I got something I think you'll like.
これは
I call him Mr. Alligator. Badass, ain't he? It's a tranquilizer gun for the gators.
ワニに出くわす。南部って結構なんかそんな話は聞きますよね。普通に川にワニいるみたいに。ミスターアリゲーターを手に入れた。これがゴム弾を発射できる銃みたいですね。
And here's a radio.
あ、警察無線。
With this, you won't have to worry about any expensive roaming fees.
これショートカットには使えないのかな。前の1ではね、警察無線でね、ファストトラベルができたんですけどね。
Might take you a while to get used to him, but you'll get it.
ちょっとしたコツがある。
Try letting him rip a few times. Ain't no need to hold back out here.
急にチュートリアル始まりました。メルビンからご使用の鎮圧銃ミスターアリゲーターを入手したので、試し撃ちしろってことですね。筆殺傷のゴム弾ショップなどで購入できます。銃を構える、照準を合わせる、射撃する。ZL で構えて、射撃が ZR か。これが。
Now this is an intriguing weapon. But I'm afraid I'll decline.
Well, sure is peaceful. At least the humans are. But the animals are a different story. Remember what I named it? There are some real mean-ass gators out there in the swamps. And every now and then, they wander into town. One of them even went and ate a kid once. It happened a long time ago, but still. One chomp's all it takes. They swallow down every last bit of you. Poor kid's parents didn't even know what to put in his coffin.
なかなか嫌な感じの話ですね。日本だとクマさんで似たような話がありますけど。
The worst part is, that taught the gators just how tasty we humans are. Man-eating crocodiles will feast tonight. In blood swamp!
メルヴィンさん、毎回それやりますね。
You know he's fibbing, right? Gators don't attack folks. I never heard about no kid getting swallowed by a gator.
これがね、ヨタ話ならね、もう全然構わないんですけどね。
Actually, Patricia, you're wrong.
大体往々にしてこういう嫌な予感ってのは当たりますからね。
I'm what?
Alligators do attack people, and it could happen in any town.
Huh?
Alligator, 1980. Directed by Louis Teague.
完全に脱線始まりま
It
すね。
takes place in the Midwest, I believe. A teenage girl's pet alligator gets flushed down the toilet. Then, in the sewer, it feeds on the corpses of dogs that were used as test subjects for an experimental growth formula. After growing over 30 feet, it finally starts to go after humans. Yes, an extremely edifying movie.
啓蒙的な映画。
Back when I first saw it, I had a pet hamster.
Hey, Agent York. What's your first order of business? You're in charge now, remember?
Well said,
うまいこ
Patricia.
と軌道修正してきますね。さすがパトリシアさん。
I nearly lost sight of my true goal. Melvin, I couldn't help but notice the name on the side of that truck. This facility is connected to the victim, isn't it?
Oh, right. Yeah. I reckon I better start from there. I'm gonna tell it to you straight right from the beginning, Mr. York. As you guessed, this warehouse is run by the Clarksons. The victim's father, Danny Clarkson, is the one who manages the whole place. Okay, but why did he choose to store her body in his own warehouse, right? Well, that's because there ain't no other place to store it.
適切な場所が見つからない。
Our town has a clinic inside a church, but no morgue.
遺体安置所がない。
Whenever someone kicks the bucket, we just bury him in the graveyard right outside of town. But not this time.
なんか司法解剖とかそういうのないんです
We
か？
got a murder on our hands this time. We need to give Lisa's body an autopsy and keep it stored, right? So we had no choice but to rent out a corner of this warehouse.
I see. So that's what led to the ingenious choice to store the victim's body in a facility that her family owns.
なかなか酷な話ですね。
Anywho, this is where the real story begins. Truth is, a few days before you got here, Lisa's body went missing.
遺体が消えた？
Missing.
Yeah. All of a sudden, poof.
Did you leave the warehouse unlocked?
I most certainly did not. I locked the whole place up and made sure no one could get inside. No one stole the original key, and I couldn't find any fingerprints at the scene.
So, in other words, this is a locked room mystery.
The body of a beautiful young girl walks at mid... Hey!
この親子見てて飽きないですね。
all right, CLG.
クレバーリトルガール。
Reckon I should have told you
さすがです。
about this earlier when you first said you wanted to come here. It just didn't seem like the time or place as I remember. Anywho, how about we call it a day and head back to my office? You can go through all the files there.
いや、現場100編って言いますから、とりあえず見といた方がいいんじゃないですかね。
No, thank you. This is what I came to investigate.
But Lisa's body isn't here anymore. You sure?
That doesn't bother me one bit, Melvin. You see, I met a skeletal gentleman on my way here, and he was kind enough to give me an oracle.
ここで何でしたっけね。完全に名前忘れちゃった。なんかすごい4文字のなんか不思議な名前の人にね、信託を受けたまったんですけど。何でしたっけね。うんこちんちんじゃなくて。
You holding up okay, CLG? Sure you don't want to wait outside?
Ooh, I'll be fine, Daddy. Just make sure you don't take your eyes off of him. He's so selfish and inconsiderate. I'm still not convinced he's actually a real FBI agent.
まあ、とても上半分はね、めちゃくちゃ合ってますね。
Look, he's talking to himself again.
まあね、よそから見たら完全な不審者ですからね。
Zach, this is the ambiguous zero, the deep freeze. Let's hurry up and find that
あ、
flying
そうそ
serpent,
う、空
shall
飛ぶ
we?
ヘビでしたね。空飛ぶヘビってなんだろう。ここら辺はツールボックスとセーブポイント。ここが中に入るところかな。
Good God almighty. This place always gives me goosebumps, no matter.
Yes, it's quite the fun house. Meat entertainment.
ミートエン
That's
タ
the
ーテイ
only
メ
way
ント
to。describe it.
寺門ジモンさんみたいですね。
Woven together by life, frozen in time, a visceral, musical.
相変わらず独特な感性。
Symphony.
シンフォニー。
We eat all this in order to survive.
Yes, truly a symphony. Life and death, resonating together.
Yeah, it's really cool.
あら、このお二人気が合ってますね。
Cool. Whoa now, CLG. Since when were you interested in this kind of
まあ
stuff?
お父様としては心配ですよね。
What are you so surprised for, Daddy? I'm more mature than you are.
でもね、感性ってね、人それぞれですからね、ちょっとそこはね、受け入れながらね、成長を見守っていくべきだと思いますね。
I've seen way more realistic corpses on CSI, you know.
CSI 好きですね。
Oh, man.
At first, Zach, I was shocked by the notion of storing a victim's body alongside food. But as I gaze upon this hanging garden, I realize it's just another scene of violent, depraved murder. Yes. All we need to do is change our point of view and think.
間違って送っちゃった。何かここにヒントがあるのかな？開きそうにないんですけどね、扉は。何これ？
Melvin, I'd like to take this opportunity to ask you a personal question. In the hotel parking lot when I first met you, the picture you had on your dashboard happened to catch my eye.
ダッシュボード？
Was that your wife?
Oh, her? Yeah, that's my lady, all right. Candy. Her name's Candy. The prettiest girl in town, which makes me the happiest boy. A shooting star landed in a rural town, right on top of a man who now has a meteor struck hard.
お嬢様の目が冷たい。
You always keep her photo with you?
You bet I do. The truth, Candy's a little sick right now.
病
Can't even
気？
leave the house no more. So I always keep her photograph with me. Kind of feels like we're always together, you know?
I see. You care for your wife a great deal. But this means that
Yeah, that's right. My mama had me before she married Daddy.
連れ子？
But it don't matter. He's still my real daddy to me.
Oh, thank you, CLG. And you're my pride and joy.
Well, Zach, isn't this a heartwarming scene? But there's one thing I just can't get out of my mind. Don't you think that photograph looked a bit too old? Perhaps Candy is already... No, let's not think about that. It might be a private matter just like you, Zach.
なんか前作もね、家から出れないっていう、なんか看病してるみたいな話でね、最終的にすごく嫌な決着をしましたからね。ちょっといろいろ心配ですよね。ここは開けれるのか。あ、さらに奥に行ける。こっちはなんだ？結構広いな。 ここがひょっとして九段の場所でしょうか。
Here we are, Zach. The morgue. They stored the victim's body in a cold storage warehouse operated by her family. I'd love to shake the hand of whoever came up
す
with
でに
that.
もう気になる箇所がめっちゃあるんですけど、あの足跡なんです？
Hey, Agent York. Did you just come here to laugh at rural officers who are doing the best they can? We don't have any special facilities like you people. What else did you expect us to do, huh? Don't compare us with city folk. This is Lucare. Or maybe you're just disappointed that you didn't get to see the bloated, decomposing corpse of a young girl.
Sorry, you're right. I went a bit too far just now. But don't misunderstand. I honestly think it's a fantastic idea.
それはそれでね、非常に問題がありますよね。
I'd never try and bully your daddy.
Better not.
Thank you for understanding.
あれ、なんか光ってるな。リースの遺体が消えた手がかりを探す。なんか左手で光ってませんこれ。何これ。あ、なんか素材を拾いましたね。場所によって隠れた通路や通常の移動では侵入できない場所があります。そんな時はしゃがむことで通路を発見し移動することができます。すごい、さってしゃがむな。いや、もう明らかにここおかしいんだよね。裸足？いや、もう気になる。こういう感じ。ここも操作はこういう選択式なんだね。まず足跡だろ。
Zach, these are human footprints, and they're extremely large. Yes, Zach, I agree. These footprints must belong to someone who's used to walking around in
そう
cold
ですよね。
temperatures.
めちゃくちゃ素足ですからね。温度計。
Look at the thermometer, Zach. It's at 10 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 12.2 degrees Celsius. This must not be the ambiguous zero.
これは何？ペンダントライト。
Zach, can you see that? Look closely. That's right. There are 4 imprints in the frost on the top of this.
指？
It's hard to believe, but I think these are fingerprints. Yes, Zach, that would lead one to believe that the body napper is a giant who's over 10 feet tall.
人間じゃないよね。天井から下がっている標柱。一回溶けないとこんなものできないはずですよね。
Never thought I'd see one of these down in the south. This frost is shaped like something we're very used to
見
seeing.
覚えのある形に霜がへこんでいる。
That's right. A body bag. Lisa's body must have been left here. But there are no signs that the bag was dragged away. So our criminal must possess
そのまま
monstrous
持ち上
strength.
げて去ったってことですか？現場検証完全に総当たりっていう感じですね。
Seems like our flying serpent isn't here. Is this everything, Melvin? There aren't any other rooms in this warehouse? No special rooms?
特別な
Well,
部屋。
there is the luxury foods warehouse.
Luxury foods? Why didn't you say so earlier?
Just thought you wanted to see where the body. I just thought you were only interested in
普
warehouse
通に
number
考
two.
えたらそうですよね。
Besides, it's underground. So, you sure you really want to go down there? You could darn well freeze to death. All life will come to an end in the icebound zone. You feel me?
メルビンさんがいると退屈しませんね、これ。
Let's head there at once. I'm sure that must be where we're meant to go.
But what about searching for Lisa's body?
All we need to do is find a 10-foot tall man with monstrous strength. That giant knows where she is.
10 foot tall?
But finding the flying serpent is more important right now. Now please, guide me to the luxury foods warehouse at once. These luxury foods are most likely being used in local Cajun cuisine. I'm so excited to see what we'll find. Aren't you, Zach?
高級食材の倉庫。まあ一般的な感性ではなかなか注目しないところですけれども、空飛ぶヘビ。空飛ぶヘビって何でしょうね。地下。場所はどこです？あっちか。なんかあっちに表示出たね。これか。無駄に広いね。スタミナ早めにアップしないときついな、これ。
That elevator needs a key, Mr. York.
昇降機の鍵。
Do you have one?
Actually, no. I didn't think you'd ever want to go down there.
まあ普通そうですね。
So I didn't bother to go and get one.
Well then, would you go and get one now?
Yeah. COG, I know. I'll tell it to him straight.
なんか隠してます？
Thing is, Mr. York, you know the Clarksons, the folks who own this place? Well, they don't too much like the police. And they sure as hell don't like them when they're my color. It was, real hard for me to get permission to open up this place for you to search
そう
through.
いうところの根強い差別みたいなのがあるんですね。
So they ain't gonna be too happy if I go back to them now, asking for another key.
What should we do then?
Let's just find a worker here who can lower the elevator for us instead.
なる
All
ほ
they
ど
need to
ね。
do is take a break from their work for a couple minutes.
And what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, you FBI folks are good at that, right? That's all.
まあね、臨機応変に物事を運ばないとね。ということで、どなたか協力してくれそうな人を探さないといけないのかな。
Zach, I think we can move this. Better check back here as well, just to be on the safe side.
押せるのかなこれ。前作でもね、よく箱押してましたよね。こっちはこれも押せるのか。こっちに行ってぐるっと回ってしゃがむ。なんかあります？おや、何かありますね。
Zach, the human ability to adapt is a frightening thing. Some humans have the power to sleep anywhere as long as they
な
set
る
their
ほ
minds to
ど
it.。
眠ってる係の人がいるんですね。これは何かお持ちではないですか、ひょっとして。ちょうどよくエレベーターの鍵。
Now we should be able to operate the elevator. No need to worry. This facility no longer has a body to steal. What else do they have to lose? A few cans of crawfish? I feel bad for him, but it's for the sake of the investigation.
なるほど。手をお借りするっていうのはこういう意味だったんですね。結構ザリガニってね、高級食材って言いますよね。これで、こっちから出れるな。さあ、これで地下に降りれそうですね。おっとっとっと。
Mr. York, did you find a key? Ha! Now that's my special agent. There ain't no stopping you.
まあちょっと正規のやり方ではないですけどね。まあ致し方ありませんね。
You bet. Let's sally forth, Melvin.
なんだかんだメルビンさんもね、ノリノリですよね。まあね、真実を解き明かしたいという気持ちは一緒でしょうからね。
Zach, look at that thermometer. 0 degrees Fahrenheit. or minus 17.7 degrees Celsius. This is the ambiguous zero.
オラクルの通りですね。で細かいんですけど、結構唇みんな紫になってんだよな。ん
Can't you hear me?
エイブリー
Open the damn door, Avery! It ain't no use, Mr. York. Once Avery starts working on something, that's all he sees. He just tunes out everything else.
超危険じゃないですか、こんなとこで作業するには。
We'll have to wait until he finishes and comes out to us, I reckon. Or we could come back tomorrow.
I disagree, Melvin. Time may be on our side, but that doesn't mean we should waste it. You gave me Mr. Alligator precisely for moments like these, didn't you?
Wait, Mr. York! Those tranquilizers may be non-lethal, but it's still dangerous to use them on humans.
Of course, Melvin. I never said I was going to shoot him.
お肉
You're gonna shoot some meat to get his attention.
しかもあれワニの肉ですね。
I'm right, ain't I?
高級食材保管庫に吊るされているお肉を映して相手に気づかせると。なかなか斬新な。こういうことあれいや、すごいな、絵的に。
This is Mr. York, an agent from the FBI.
この人、大きいで
Hi,
すね。
Avery. I'm Special Agent Francis York Morgan.
いや、ここで出す。
Please, call me York.
York, you a smarty pants, hmm?
エイブリー・スミス。ちょっとお顔がよくわからないですけどね。
He's shyer than he looks. Come on, just settle down, Avery. Tell him what this here place is for.
Lots of expensive food here. Yup. Mighty precious to the Clarksons, so I gotta guard it.
I see. So you're this area's keeper.
Oh, I help with the research too. I do like research.
研究
Research? What are you talking about, Avery? This doesn't look like a lab to me.
Oh, ain't no lab. It's a warehouse. Ain't no lab. Smarty pant scientist does the research. I ain't no smarty pants, no.
He's a bit slow
なん
on
か
the
しれっ
mind.
と大事なこと言ってる気がしますよね、これ。
Your story about the giant who carried Lisa out. Don't tell me you think it's him. I mean, it's true that he's free to come and go as he pleases in this warehouse, but
No, as far as I can tell, he's just a bit over 6'5". The one who moved Lisa's body must be at least 10 feet tall.
いや
He's
どう考
clearly
え
too
ても
short.
人間じゃないんですよね。
too short, huh? Well, if you ever happen to find a man who makes him look small, I'd sure like to meet him.
なんでそこでパトリシアさんがクローズアップされるんです
Lisa.
リース
Hey, cut it out!
Lisa.
リースって亡くなった方ですよね。
Avery, that's not Lise.
Not Lisa?
This is Melvin's daughter, and my precious assistant. Unfortunately, Elise is no longer with us.
Lisa. Lisa. My fault. My fault.
どうしたんですか？
I guess he's sort of like Lise, you know? See, the poor fella's got himself a childlike mind. You know how normal kids tease other kids in order to get attention? Well, with this big lug, sometimes folks who don't know him too well see something and end up calling the police. But I know that deep down, he's got a good heart. Hey, Mr. York, I'll keep him busy, but I'd appreciate it if you'd hurry this particular inspection along. Just holler at me if you find anything. I reckon that'll make it easier for you to go do your thing, yeah?
Melvin, I think you're finally starting to catch on.
空飛ぶ蛇を見つけるっていうのが目的になってますけど、すごい気になりますよね。パトリシアさんは、そのリースさん、被害者の方に似てるってことですよね。しかも、パトリシアさんは連れ子。絶対何かありますよね。
There are torn off claws and legs scattered all over the ground. I doubt they'll fly anytime soon. I can't tell which ones are from crawfish and which parts are from shrimp. How about you, Zach?
エビかザリガニかはまあ本当もうどうでもいいですね、この際。
Cans of Holy Trinity paste.
ペース
Onions,
ト
bell
感。
peppers, and celery. The absolute basics for any Cajun dish.
へえ。
This product combines them all into some sort of paste.
すごい
People actually buy this garbage?
便利食材って感じです
Even
よ
the
ね。
name sounds idiotic. Zach, I just made an eternal promise with
ホ
myself.
リートリニティペースト。
If I ever happen to come across any food prepared with this paste, I vow to never call it Cajun food.
なんか私個人的にはそういう時短みたいなやつすごくいいと思うんですけどね。ね、適度にね、美味しくて適度にね、手間暇がね、軽減されてる方が一番いいと思うんですけどね。なんかこう、手間をかけた方がいいみたいなね、進行はね、やめた方がいいと思う。
Frozen oysters.
冷凍オイスター。
Personally, I'd rather have a cocktail filled with fresh ones.
まあ
We
ね。
hunt for more materials than we can eat and freeze them over long periods of time. The human race gives terror a whole new meaning.
まあね、でも、いざという時にね、パッと使えた方がね、勝手が良かったりしますからね。空飛ぶヘビって何なんだろうな。これはトンボ？
Avery, this box looks special.
Clarkson food. For their home.
Melvin, is this the Clarksons' family crest?
Oh, the dragonfly?
空飛ぶヘビってこれのことか？
Yeah, that's the Clarkson's mark, all right. Ain't no big deal, though. You can find those all over town.
Is that so?
Well, yeah. They pretty much run all of this town's major industries. Yeah, I do believe they own just about everything there is to own. So their word is law. They got the whole darn town tattooed with their dragonflies. Can't even walk a few steps without seeing one.
Zach, this
ああ、なるほどね。
dragonfly
ド
is
ラ
a
ゴンフ
flying
ライ。
serpent.
見た目の問題じゃないんだな。
The flying serpent owns this town. They're related to Lise Clarkson, our victim. And Hungan's oracle pointed us toward their family crest. The Clarksons must be deeply intertwined with this case. Melvin, Patricia, I think I've had enough of this frozen world. Let's head back out to that merciless sun.
この寒暖差で体おかしくなりそうですよね、もう。
Well, what are you waiting for? I can't bear to spend another second down here.
なんかこう自分の用事終わったらそそくさと帰ってくってなんか最悪な感じですよね。さすが。もうこれでこそヨークさんって感じですね。
Whew. So, what do we do now, Mr. York?
Zach and I will take things from here.
Then what should I do?
Tend to your sick wife? I don't know. You're free to do as you please.
なんかこういう表現がね、いろいろと誤解を招くんですよね。
I'll stop by the sheriff's office when I need your help again.
I suppose that's what I'll do then. It'll sure make Candy happy. But I am the sheriff of this town, so I do intend to get some work done. I know. How about I search for Lisa's body while you're busy?
Not a
大事な
bad
お仕事
idea.
ですね。
Just be careful that you don't get attacked by a barefooted giant.
Hey, don't scare me like that. Why do you keep talking about that giant anyway? You really think some giant was responsible for all?
Melvin, don't be silly. Of course I do. Just when I thought you were starting to catch on. Disappointing, to say the least.
にわかには信じがたいお
But
話
how
です
can
か
you
ら
be
ね。
so sure? I want to see some proof.
Proof number 1. The footprints that led up to where Lisa's body originally was were made with bare feet. None of the prints looked similar to those of common insulated boots, and the arches of the feet were visible. The person who carried out Lisa's body must have had very large feet. I'd say they were at least 16 inches. Proof number 2. I found fingerprints on the cord of one of the hanging lights in the warehouse. The fingerprints weren't aimed up from below. They were coming directly from the side. Clearly, the giant moved the light because it was in his way. He pinched the cord with his fingers. Proof number 3. There was nothing else found in the vicinity where Lisa's body was stored. This means the giant carried her out without dragging her across the floor. But there's only one set of footprints. The only conclusion I can draw from this evidence is that a barefooted giant standing over 10 feet tall carried Lisa's body out. That concludes the entirety of my proof. Any objections, Melvin?
But there ain't no way a human could ever be that tall.
Have you seen every human alive with your own eyes? Well then, you need to forget all your preconceived notions when embarking on an investigation. Whether you come face to face with a 10-foot giant or a skeletal gentleman, you always need to accept everything that comes to you with a clear mind. Do that, and eventually the truth will reveal itself to you.
あるがまま受け入れるってなかなか大変ですよね。
You're a smart kid, I'm sure you understand.
Well, I'll be damned. I'm sorry I ever doubted you, Mr. FBI Special Agent, sir.
メルビンさんってなんか簡単に壺とか買わされそうですよね。
A sharp eye and flawless observational skills. Uncovering the truth with a heady intuition. I won't ever question you again. Heck, I'll do whatever you say.
That's it, Melvin. I'm glad you finally caught on. Okay, time to go, Patty. You know this town well, so I'd like you to accompany me from now on.
Patty?
さて、一旦ね、まあ、倉庫の捜索終わりましたけどね。
Now we simply need to locate the 10 maidens. It's time to head on to Alexis's diner and lane.
そう、10人の乙女問題を解決しないといけないので、次は、このアレクサスですね、レストランアレクサスでストライクを取るために邪魔なミセス・カーペンター。この方をね、まあ、ちょっと妨害するためにお家にワニの人形を配置するというミッションが残っておりますけれども、まあ、お時間帯的にね、22時半からしか行動できないという内容なので、ちょっとね、街中とかを散策していきたいと思います。ただね、ちょっと今回は時間的に厳しいので、ここで区切りとさせていただきます。今回も長時間お付き合いいただきましてありがとうございました。また次回の動画で皆さんとお会いできれば幸いです。チャンネル登録や高評価などいただけますと励みになりますのでよろしくお願いいたします。では、お疲れ様でした。じゃあね。